Hi, this is Icaro Ferri from Spectral Audio, and today I'd like to introduce Polyform. Polyform is a Max for Life polyphonic MIDI processor that listens to incoming monophonic sequences and automatically generates a polyphonic response. Because Polyform is constantly listening to those incoming notes, it can automatically adjust itself according to changes in the source melody or bassline. Keep in mind that Polyform is not designed to replace traditional chord progressions, but rather to create interesting polyphonic sequences that match other sequences in your project. It's a great source of inspiration when working in studio, but also an extremely useful and fun device to use in live performances. To get started with Polyform, you first need to feed it a melody or a bassline from a MIDI clip, another MIDI track, or from an external sequencer or synthesizer. Then, click on the Generate button to generate a new response sequence. Select the correct key and scale for your project and press play. The parameters on the right side of the device, such as length, shift, and density, will affect the sequence in real time. You can enable or disable certain intervals in real time via the chord quality parameter. The parameters available on the Tweaks tab will affect how the internal algorithm generates new response sequences. You can also hover the cursor on top of each of the parameters and options to get more information about them. In this first example, I'll use AcidGen to generate my main sequence and set Polyform's track to also receive MIDI from AcidGen. We've designed Polyform to be a perfect companion for AcidGen. This combo allows you to instantly generate new melodies and new chords. Because Polyform reacts to incoming notes, it works great with AcidGen's features, such as the pattern shifter and the auto variation mode. A nice trick is to reduce AcidGen's density in order to leave room for both the bass and the chords. You can also use pre-recorded MIDI sequences as sources for Polyform. Here's a simple bassline I recorded earlier. I can either copy this sequence to Polyform's track, or set it to receive MIDI from my bass track. Another way you can use Polyform is to set it up to listen to MIDI sequences coming from a hardware sequencer or synthesizer. Before you try this, make sure that your synthesizer is capable of outputting its sequence via MIDI, and that its MIDI port is enabled in Live's preferences. In this example, I'm using a Korg monologue and its internal sequencer as my source. All I need to do is to create an audio track to listen to the bass coming from the monologue, and then set Polyform's track to receive MIDI from the monologue's MIDI port. I can then change the sequence on the monologue, and Polyform should react accordingly. While Polyform is designed to be a simple processor, you may also want to record the results to use in a song later on. To do this, simply go to the Options tab and click on the Create Recording Track button. Polyform will automatically create a new MIDI track with all the proper routings, so you can just hit record on any of the available clip slots. We've also created some really cool presets to show you all the different kinds of responses that you can get out of Polyform. We highly recommend that you check them out to learn more about how you can get the most out of Polyform. For more information about Polyform, visit spectralaudio.com/polyform. And as always, thanks for watching.